Hey there, ladies, get ready to buckle up for the ride of a lifetime, because today we're embarking on a journey into the wild world of human interactions. This is a roller coaster of revelations that'll have you on the edge of your seat. You're about to dive headfirst into the depths of the human psyche, where things get real, raw, and ridiculously intriguing. Now let me introduce you to our main attraction, the Sigma female. She's not your average girl, oh, far from it. She's a force to be reckoned with, a mystery wrapped in an enigma, and she's got a temper hotter than a jalapeno on a summer day. Today, we're on a mission to uncover the secrets of anger in a Sigma female. But fair warning, folks, this isn't a stroll in the park, it's more like a wild safari through the jungle of emotions. So, grab your binoculars and hold on to your hats because things are about to get wild. Are you ready to join me on this epic adventure? Are you prepared to delve deep into the minds of the mighty Sigma females and uncover the truth lurking beneath the surface? If so, then buckle up and get ready for the ride of a lifetime. Number 1. Forgetting and mispronouncing her name. Forgetting or constantly mispronouncing a Sigma female's name is like slapping her with a giant "I don't care about you" sign. It's not just a slip-up, it's a downright disrespect to her identity and worth. Imagine this. You've introduced yourself to her multiple times, maybe even corrected her on the pronunciation, and yet every time you open your mouth, it's like her name is a foreign language you can't seem to grasp. It's like you're saying, "You're not worth the effort for me to remember." And it's not like she's asking for the world here. Remembering someone's name is one of the most basic forms of respect, like saying please and thank you. But when you repeatedly fail to get it right, it's like you're telling her she's not even worth that much effort. So when you keep forgetting or mangling her name after numerous attempts, it's not just a little oversight, it's a major blow to her sense of self-worth. It's like you're erasing her identity, one forgotten syllable at a time. And trust me, she's not the only one noticing. Everyone around you is probably cringing on her behalf, wondering why you can't seem to get something as simple as a name right. Because at the end of the day, she deserves to be seen and acknowledged for who she is. And when you can't even be bothered to remember her name, it's like you're saying she's not even worth that much effort. So, if you want to see her boiling over with frustration, just keep forgetting or mispronouncing her name, and watch as she starts to question why she even bothers trying to make an impression on you. At number 2, a phone zombie. Being glued to your phone when you're around her is like saying, "I'd rather be anywhere else than here with you." Imagine trying to have a conversation with someone who's more interested in their screen than in what you're saying. It's like talking to a brick wall, except the wall would probably show more interest. Picture this. You're hanging out with her, maybe grabbing a coffee or just chilling, and instead of engaging with you, they're buried in their phone, scrolling, tapping, swiping like their life depends on it. It's not just a little distraction. It's a giant middle finger to the notion of being present. And it's not like she's asking for your undivided attention 24/7. She gets it, we all have our phones, and they're pretty darn addictive. But when you're together, she expects at least a semblance of interaction, a conversation that doesn't involve competing with Instagram or TikTok for your focus. So, when you're constantly glued to your screen in her presence, it's not just a minor annoyance, it's a major disrespect. It's like saying, "I don't value our time together enough to put my phone away for a few minutes." And trust me, that's a surefire way to ruffle her feathers. Because here's the thing, she values quality time, real conversations, meaningful connections. And when you're too busy swiping through your apps to even look her in the eye, it's like you're telling her that none of that matters to you. So if you want to get under her skin, just keep treating your phone like it's more important than she is. And watch as she starts to wonder why she bothers hanging out with you in the first place. Number 3, breaking promises consistently, not following through with your word. All right, let's cut to the chase. Promising her the moon and delivering a pebble is like slapping a big fat unreliable sticker on your forehead. It's not just a broken promise, it's a breach of trust, a betrayal of the faith she placed in you. Let's imagine this scenario. You tell her you'll help her with a project or meet up for coffee or whatever it is, and then you ghost her like Casper the unfriendly ghost. You leave her hanging, wondering what the heck happened, and more importantly, why she bothered believing you in the first place. It's like building her hopes up just to watch them come crashing down like a Jenga tower in an earthquake. And it's not just about the specific promise. It's about the pattern. If you make a habit of saying one thing and doing another, she's going to start questioning whether she can trust anything that comes out of your mouth. Because let's be real, actions speak louder than words, and yours are screaming, "I couldn't care less." So when you don't follow through on your promises, it's not just a little hiccup. It's a major blow to her faith in you. It's like you're telling her that her time and effort aren't worth squat, that you'll say whatever it takes to get out of a sticky situation, consequences be damned. And don't think she won't notice. She's sharp as a tack, and she's not afraid to call you out on your BS. Because at the end of the day, she deserves better than empty words and broken promises. So if you want to see her steam coming out of her ears, just keep flaking out on your commitments, and watch as she starts to wonder why she ever bothered giving you the time of day. Queens, don't forget to hit that subscribe button to join us on the Queenly Quest channel for your daily dose of Sigma female vitamins. Stay tuned for more intriguing insights and adventures into the world of psychology and beyond. Now at number 4, talk loudly in the room. Display a lack of awareness by speaking like a man person. Talking at a volume that could wake the dead during an intimate gathering is like setting off a fire alarm in a library. It's not just a little socially awkward. It's a blatant disregard for the vibe and atmosphere of the moment. Imagine you're at a cozy dinner party with a few close friends, enjoying good food and even better conversation. And then, out of nowhere, someone starts belting out their opinions at full volume, drowning out the laughter and the gentle hum of conversation. It's like a record scratch in slow motion, jolting everyone out of their comfort zone and into a state of awkward discomfort. And it's not like she expects everyone to whisper like they're in a library. She gets it. People get excited, conversations get animated. But there's a time and a place for everything. And a private gathering isn't the time to break out your megaphone. So when you start shouting like you're auditioning for a rock concert, it's not just a little faux pas. It's a major disruption. It's like you're steamrolling over the delicate balance of the moment, trampling on the quiet moments of connection and intimacy that she cherishes. And don't think she won't notice. She's got a keen eye for social cues, and she's not afraid to speak up when something rubs her the wrong way. Because at the end of the day, she values meaningful conversations and genuine connections, and she's not about to let someone ruin that with their booming voice. So, if you want to see her eyes shoot daggers across the room, just keep shouting like you're trying to be heard over a jet engine, and watch as she starts to wonder why she bothered inviting you in the first place. Number 5. Constantly interrupting her. Interrupt her like her words are mere background noise. Constantly interrupting her is like trying to play a game of chess with someone who keeps knocking the pieces off the board. It's not just a little irritating, it's a downright disrespectful move that undermines her right to speak and be heard. Imagine this. She's in the middle of sharing her thoughts on a topic, trying to make a point, and every time she opens her mouth, you swoop in with your own 2 cents like a seagull diving for a French fry. It's like a never-ending game of verbal whack-a-mole where every time she tries to speak, you're there to shut her down. And it's not like she expects everyone to sit in silence while she holds court. She's all for lively discussions and spirited debates. But there's a difference between engaging in conversation and steamrolling over someone's words like they're roadkill on the highway. So when you keep interrupting her like it's your favorite hobby, it's not just a little annoying, it's a major slap in the face. It's like you're saying, your thoughts don't matter, and neither do you. And trust me, she's not the only one noticing. Everyone in the room is shooting you side-eye, wondering why you can't seem to let anyone else get a word in edgewise. Because at the end of the day, she values respectful communication and meaningful dialogue. And when you're constantly cutting her off, it's like you're trampling all over those principles with a pair of steel-toed boots. So if you want to see her frustration levels hit the roof, just keep interrupting her like it's a sport, and watch as she starts to wonder why she even bothers trying to have a conversation with you. Number 6. Assuming she's a fashion puppet. Assuming she's a fashion follower is like assuming every book is just like the cover, shallow and superficial. It's not just a little misconception, it's a big old insult to her sense of style and individuality. Here's the deal. Just because she's a Sigma female doesn't mean she's automatically a fashionista. Sure, she might appreciate a killer outfit or a well-put-together look, but that doesn't mean she's following every trend like a sheep in the herd. Imagine this. You see her wearing something that doesn't quite fit the mold of what you think a Sigma female should wear. Maybe it's a quirky hat or a vintage jacket, and you assume she's just trying to be trendy. It's like saying, "Hey, I don't really see you for who you are. I just see you as a walking fashion statement." And it's not like she's against fashion or anything. She might enjoy experimenting with different looks and expressing herself through her clothing. But assuming that her style choices are just a reflection of whatever's hot on Instagram is like assuming every painting is just a copy of the Mona Lisa. So, when you assume she's a slave to fashion trends, it's not just a little misunderstanding, it's a big misjudgment. It's like you're completely overlooking her unique sense of style and personality, reducing her to nothing more than a mannequin for the latest fads. And trust me, she's not the only one rolling her eyes. Everyone who knows her knows that her style is as unique as she is, and they're not afraid to call you out on your narrow-minded assumptions. Because at the end of the day, she values authenticity and individuality above all else. And when you try to shove her into a box labeled fashion follower, it's like you're denying her the right to be herself. So, if you want to see her bristle with annoyance, just keep assuming she's all about the latest trends, and watch as she proves you wrong with every step she takes in her own unique style. Number 7, walking slowly in front of her. Meander in front of her like you're on a leisurely Sunday stroll. Walking at a snail's pace in front of her is like trying to run a marathon with ankle weights on, frustrating as heck and slowing her down for no good reason. It's not just a minor inconvenience, it's a blatant disregard for her time and efficiency. Here's the scene. You're walking together, maybe heading to grab a bite to eat or catch a movie, and you're strolling along like you've got all the time in the world. Meanwhile, she's practically tapping her foot with impatience, itching to pick up the pace and get where she's going. And it's not like she's expecting you to sprint like Usain Bolt or anything. She gets it. Not everyone walks at the same speed, and that's totally fine. But there's a difference between taking a leisurely stroll and moving at a pace that would make a sloth look speedy. So when you insist on sauntering along like you're on a leisurely Sunday stroll, it's not just a little irritating, it's a major roadblock. It's like you're saying, "Your time isn't important to me, so why should I hurry?" And trust me, she's not the only one noticing. Everyone who's ever walked behind you has probably been silently cursing your name, wondering why you can't pick up the pace even just a little bit. Because at the end of the day, she values efficiency and getting things done. And when you're dragging your feet like you're auditioning for a role in a zombie movie, it's like you're holding her back from reaching her goals. So, if you want to see her patience wear thin, just keep walking at a glacial pace and watch as she starts to wonder why she even bothered inviting you along in the first place. Number 8, always complaining about small matters. Whine about trivialities like they're world-ending catastrophes. Let's dive into the reality of complaining about trivial matters. It's like being trapped in a never-ending loop of negativity, sucking the joy out of every moment faster than a vacuum on turbo mode. It's not just a minor annoyance, it's a full-blown assault on her sanity and well-being. Picture this. You're spending time together, maybe enjoying a meal or taking a walk in the park, and all you can seem to do is nitpick about every little thing. The food isn't seasoned just right. The weather is too hot or too cold. The music in the background is too loud. It's like you've got a radar for the smallest inconveniences and you're determined to point them all out. And it's not like she's expecting perfection. She knows that life isn't always sunshine and rainbows, and she's okay with the occasional bump in the road. But when you turn every molehill into a mountain of complaints, it's like you're suffocating her with negativity. So when you can't seem to stop whining about every tiny inconvenience, it's not just a minor annoyance, it's a major mood killer. It's like you're raining on her parade, dousing her enthusiasm with a bucket of cold water. And trust me, she's not the only one feeling the effects. Everyone around you is probably rolling their eyes and wondering why you can't just lighten up and enjoy the moment. Because at the end of the day, she values positivity and finding the silver lining in every situation. And when you're too busy focusing on the negatives to see the positives, it's like you're dragging her down with you. So if you want to see her patience wear thin faster than a snow cone in the desert, just keep complaining about every little thing and watch as she starts to wonder why she even bothered spending time with you in the first place. And there you have it. Fellow adventurers and truth seekers, our exhilarating journey into the heart of anger in a Sigma female has come to a close. But fear not, for the insights we've gained and the revelations we've uncovered will stay with us long after the adventure ends. Thank you, Queens, for watching. See you in our next video. Bye for now, and God bless.